Welcome back to Easily Explained, where today we will be talking about classifying sentences by their purpose. So let's get started. A sentence can be classified into 4 possible categories. They are declarative, imperative, interrogative, and lastly, exclamatory. Let's start by going in detail about a declarative sentence. The declarative sentence makes a statement and it ends with a period. So this is what most of our normal everyday sentences are just it's just declaring something. If you see an article or a story, most of the time when you are just declaring something, you're just saying a statement, it's a declarative sentence. So let's look at an example of a declarative sentence. For example, I have an older sister. This is a declarative sentence. It's making a statement that I have a sister, and it also ends with a period. Let's move on to the imperative sentence. Imperative sentences give a command or a request. They can end with both a period or an exclamation point, but most imperative sentences usually end with a period unless it's a very strong command or request. Now let's look at our example. For example, give it back. This is a command. It's a strong command, especially since I used the exclamation point. It's an imperative sentence because it is giving somebody a command. Now let's go on to the interrogative sentence. The interrogative sentence asks a question and it ends with a question mark. But note that sometimes in stories, when it's a question but it's also expressing surprise or disbelief, sometimes in stories you will see both a question mark and an exclamation mark. That is just conveying that specific feeling. But in regular context, interrogative sentences end with just a question mark. Let's look at an example of an interrogative sentence. For example, who will you vote for? It's asking somebody a question, is ending with a question mark. But also remember that sometimes we get confused if there's something like, I wonder who she will vote for. Technically, it may sound like a question, but it's still a statement because I'm declaring that I'm wondering that. It is only interrogative if it is a direct question. And that's where the question mark comes in, is that if it doesn't have a question mark, it's not interrogative. And lastly, we have the exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory. Think of exclamatory like exclaiming. It's showing strong excitement and it's expressing that excitement. So it ends with a question mark. Let's look at an example of an exclamatory sentence. I am so excited. It's showing my excitement from the way that it's worded or just the exclamation point. Now it's time for your practice. So categorize each of the sentences below as either declarative, imperative, interrogative, or exclamatory. Pause the video now and complete the practice. The answers are now displayed on the screen. Remember that declarative sentences declare a statement. They end with a period. All this, they just make a statement. Imperative sentences give a command or a request. Some of them end with periods, while others, as you can see, can also end with exclamation points. Then we have interrogative sentences. These are sentences that ask a question. And lastly, we have exclamatory sentences. These sentences show excitement, and usually they end with an exclamation mark. Congratulations, you are now an expert at classifying sentences by their purpose. If this video helped, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!